Hi guys, welcome to the Crafty Witch UK. My name is Arietta and today I've got a project for you and some suggestion of what to do with your spare drills. In this case, particularly square ones, although it could work with round as well. Here is an example. So I found these silver coloured, well in fact I've got silver and I've got sort of a brassy colour Bezel, I think they're called. They are designed to hold. You could put a picture in there. There we. Yeah, so you could cut a picture out, anything that you want, and then pop the little glass piece over the top, and then it's all sealed in there. Job done, super quick. What I decided to have a go at doing was, with a bit of patience and some tweezers, add in leftover square drills and then seal with some Mod Podge. So I thought we'd do one together, just to give you an idea. Now, in terms of getting your diamonds to stick in there, I'm just going to bring you down a little bit. Okay, in terms of getting the diamonds to stick in there, you can use double-sided tape. And in fact, my double-sided tape fits really rather nicely in here. The alternative options, obviously you could add glue. I purchased, and this is what I'm going to try today, this is something I haven't used for this currently. This is Crystal Art Magic Glue from Craft Buddy. So this is designed to stay sticky, so it will add some stickiness. I've probably put far too much on. It will add some stickiness to your canvas if it's not gone correct. And so the idea is that we just need to spread this out. In here, I definitely put too much on, and then when it has gone clear, we will know I'm just going to pop some back in the bottle because definitely too much. Less tends to be more with these sorts of things, because of course we're going to seal it in anyway. But if you're using a bezel shape that is unusual, this method might be better than using the double-sided tape method, just because you can make it fit whatever shape you are using. So I am going to leave that to go tacky, and it will stay tacky. I mean, it says on here, apply with brush, the glue will remain permanently tacky and dry clear. Wait for the glue to become clear before adding your glitter, foil, rhinestones or other embellishments. So this is great if you want to add details to anything, particularly if you do card making, or you want to decorate the border of a diamond painting, or as I say, if you've got an area on your diamond painting that has just lost its stick and you don't know what to do about it, this stuff could be your saviour. Right, so while we wait for that to go clear, I will choose our diamonds. So this is my not yet organised square spares. My round spares, all nicely organised in their photo boxes. But yeah, the squares not so much. I'm going to attempt to do a rainbow with this one. We will see if I've got enough colours. I should do. We will see though. Do I have a good red in here? That's a good red. So we've got red. Can I find an orange? Oh goodness, that is bright. Red, orange. Should definitely have a yellow in here. Just realised you can't see any of that. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then indigo violet. That way maybe. I might go for a paler purple for the end, maybe. Yeah, I think we'll go with something like that, and I've got some white as well if I should need it. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay. So, using this one as a guide, you can see across, I have got, I think it's 9, or is it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I've got 9 going across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows going up. So I'm just going to plan this out as to how it's going to look, and for that I think I'm going to pop you into a time lapse. Okay, so I've got my colours all picked out now, and we can see that the glue is more or less clear. So I think if we start in this top corner and work our way down, that patch should be all done by the time we get there. So I prefer to work with tweezers. If you want to use a traditional drill pen, then that is absolutely fine. Use what works best for you. So here we go, popping in the first row. And I find that the first row is always a little bit tricky. And again, it's entirely up to you whether you want to work with it flat on the desk or whether you want to pick it up. I think it sort of depends upon the shape that you're working on. But then it's just a matter of sliding in each of the gems that you've picked out for your design, and making sure they've got a little bit of space between them, because you want to be able to get that sealer in between when you put your top layer on. So don't feel that you've got to squish them in too much. Okay, on to row 2, and you can see I've got a little bit of the sticky glue on my tweezers now. So I'm going to be picking up gems that I didn't necessarily want to, but we can still make it work. It's very forgiving, the glue, so it does give you plenty of time for moving things around, getting them exactly how you want them, and it really won't be completely dry for quite some time. So second row is in, we're on to the third. So once you've got your plan, this is a pretty quick project. Obviously this is a super simple design, You could go for something a lot more complicated. For any of you that have experimented with pixel art before, there are lots of sites on the internet that will show you how to do, you know, little computer characters. I would think putting something like a Space Invader type design, something like that, that's for something of this size, where you've only got, you know, sort of essentially 9 pixels across to work with. I think something like that would be quite cute. You could also have a go at doing a letter. So you do a background in one colour and then include an initial in that. I think that would be quite achievable. Alongside these bezels, when I purchased them, there were also these longer ones. So I've not used these ones yet. That's going to be one of my next projects. They are slightly deeper as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that affects the way that we can fill them. And as I say, there's no reason why you couldn't use rounds. For me, it made sense to use squares because you're sort of working in this sort of pixel style, and filling in a square shape with squares just seemed to make sense to me in a mosaic-y sort of fashion. However, there's no reason that you couldn't use rounds. I think that that would be easily achievable. So, oops, a few more of these in. And perhaps, you know, if you've got some squared paper, then, or you're using Excel or some other computer thing, you could, that's why it won't fit. I don't need it, it's too many. Yeah, you can always design stuff on the computer and then transfer that design over. I wonder if it may even be possible to, well, it probably would be possible to cut a tiny square of a diamond painting, particularly if you've got a diamond painting that just hasn't quite gone right. Maybe the rendering wasn't great and couldn't really sort of tell the details of it. You might find that there is a piece of it that you do like, so trimming that up and popping it into a piece of jewellery that you can, you know, enjoy yourself or gift to somebody else. It's great. I think anything that helps this hobby to feel a little more eco-friendly, sustainable, and I like to feel like I am doing my best to use up everything that I've got remaining from kits, which is why I end up using the little green trays as glue palettes or paint palettes for things when I know it's likely to get ruined. Just for them to not be wasted is always nice. And that really is sort of what was behind all of my attempts to find different things to do with leftover drills. I've had the occasional canvas where I have had a colour missing entirely, which is, you know, it's just an admin error at that point. But I have never had, touch wood, I have never had a canvas where I have run out. I've always had extras left over, and they build up so quickly Right, last few colours now. Yeah, so that's why I started doing things like creating the cup mats, adding the leftover drills to resin in order to make drill pens, which use the pink pens as a base, but then are made sort of thicker and a little bit more substantial by the addition of a resin coating. I think once you start experimenting, and there are so many other people that have come up with ideas as well, there's a million and one ideas out there, even down to recently I was using the Nerdy Crafter kit that you saw me unwrap, and I've been working on creating a little crafty witch character, and in my logo you can see she/I am wearing a sort of a gemstone bracelet, so it made sense for me to use spare diamonds to add that onto my character. It was nice to be able to have those sort of different sides of my hobbies come together like that. Right, getting down to that corner that wasn't quite dry now, and I think I've probably just added a little bit too much glue there, but it'll all get hidden away. Right. Okay, oops, and I'm going to add that last line in of white. The last few can sometimes be a little bit tricky to get in because they are sort of acting a bit like a keystone, locking in the design, but actually I think we're all right here. We probably could have got away with adding another row, but I think what I would rather do is keep this relatively I'm just gonna use a straightener which is almost the right size, going in, ensuring that everything is nice and straight and evenly spaced out. So it's not perfect, I have rushed it a little bit, but I'm quite happy with that. I am now, you probably could get away with just leaving it like that if you wanted to. Unfortunately, the bezel at the side isn't deep enough for us to still be able to put the glass on top, because it wouldn't sit in there. But what I do have that we can use, again from Craft Buddy Crystal Art, is this shimmer sealer, which is specifically for diamond paintings, crystal art as they call it. And I'm going to find my paintbrush. There it is. So you really don't need much of this at all, but what this will do, it will seal those diamonds in place. I find it's always better to sort of add too much and then scrape it away rather than working with not enough. So we are going to coat this, and this can be watered down as well if you find that you're working on a larger canvas or something, but this has got added glitter built into it. So as well as sealing, it also adds an additional level of glitter, which is, you can never have too much sparkle as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to leave that to dry. I like to leave these to dry overnight, and then for a final coat, once that is completely dry, and you'll know when it's dry because once again it will dry clear and will look more like this one, I will then go over the top just with some acrylic high gloss varnish, or you could use not a matte Mod Podge, but the gloss Mod Podge would work just fine as well. I like to use the acrylic varnish because it's very runny, and if there are any little gaps left over, it'll get down into them, and it does dry very glassy. So I think for jewellery items, that is my preferred sort of go-to. So obviously I need to leave this to dry now. I will pop a picture at the end of the video of what this looked like once it was all finished, but obviously we've got this one to look at to give us an idea of what we have to look forward to. As always, glitter is very difficult to show up in these videos because the camera sort of corrects for it, but there is. So a little idea for you for how to use up some of your spare squares. I will pop details of the bezels and the shimmer, sealant and everything else in the description, along with the DMCs of the colours that I've used. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do consider leaving a like, subscribe, become a member of the Crafty Coven, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.